With the Kings Island Giga Coaster opening next year in 2020 and the new Orion train revealed at IAAPA 2019, it got me thinking, will Cedar Fair build another Giga Coaster? If you know, all of their major parks with Kings Island, Canada's Wonderland, Cedar Point, Kings Dominion, they all have a Giga Coaster now. So there is really no need for Cedar Fair to build a new one. I mean, sure, some of their other parks don't have one, but the Cedar Fair hasn't invested in these parks in a very long time. So, could this be the last Cedar Fair Gigas? No, because will they even be willing to invest in one anymore? So the Giga Coaster costs a lot of money. They range between $25 to $40 million, now, according to the records that Cedar Fair has built them. So these rides are major investments that are meant to lure in the crowds, get the attendance up. So now that each park has them, they're going to do a different ride because they already have the Giga, so they can't milk that cow anymore. So will Cedar Fair decide to build one in a different park? So if you look at the other parks, immediately right off the bat, parks like Michigan's Adventure, Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun, they're not getting one because they're in low population areas. Cedar Fair didn't see a need to invest them in the last decade. They need to invest them anytime in the future, so they're off the table. So the only parks that don't have one is California's Great America and Dorney Park. Dorney Park, I'm not seeing that right now. It's just Cedar Fair doesn't look motivated to invest in them. I'm sure they're in a high population area, but this is a very competitive part of the country for the theme park industry, so they don't see the need to invest in them, and they haven't had the desire to in the last 15 years, so I could scratch that tail. California's Great America. The park is rumored for a hypercoaster in the future. I mean, they could do that or go the Giga route, but I don't know. I don't think California's Great America, I don't think California's Great America would get a Giga. I mean, a hypercoaster would stand alone by itself because there's none like that in the area, so they don't need to pour that much money into a Giga coaster when they could just build a hyper for way less and still bring in the people because there isn't anything like this in the area, so let's just scratch Giga off the list over here. So the only park that I could possibly see Cedar Fair getting another Giga would be Cedar Point again. I mean, they already have Millennium Force, but this could possibly be the only park left that Cedar Fair would possibly get a Giga. But even that, I'm not confident with at all. I mean, because Cedar Point, they have many coasters that are over 200 feet, ones that are over 300 and 400 feet. So a Giga here, that wouldn't be a big deal at all. That'd just be another coaster in their lineup. And a normal park, if a park gets a Giga, that drastically changes everything about their skyline, how to attract tourists. Like Carowinds, when they built 325, they had a substantial growth in population, so they were able to bring in a lot of tourists and people in the area. You got Giga again, it wouldn't be as a big impact as Fury because they already have a ride like that. Cedar Point gets another Giga, it won't be that big of a deal, considering that most rides there, they are substantially taller, everything in the area. Steel Vengeance, that's 205 feet. Most parks don't even have a 200-foot coaster. In Cedar Point, 200-foot coasters back-to-back, but it's not that big of a deal, considering that most rides there are over 200 feet, so it's just another coaster. Another reason why Cedar Point wouldn't get a Giga is because, well, they're building a Giga right down the road at Kings Island, so they wouldn't build a B&M Giga here. There would be no need for that at all. Intamin Giga, definitely not. They have Millennium Force, so that's out of the question. They haven't worked with Intamin in years, so that wouldn't happen. So Cedar Fair building another Giga may not happen. This could be it right now. Sure, they could probably build one, but it would have to be way different from the other rides that Cedar Fair has built in these parks. And they would have to probably be cheaper because Cedar Fair is not going to pour another major investment like this again when they've already done that, and it's not going to be that much different from a ride they already have. Maybe like a T-Rex Giga if they were going to do that, an RMC T-Rex, 300 feet, because they didn't want to break the 500-foot barrier yet. They want to build a prototype. That's probably it for a Giga. B&M Giga, I don't see coming to a Cedar Fair park in a while. The closest park is probably California's Great America, and they're already going at the hypercoaster route, it seems like, so I don't see a B&M Giga coming anytime soon. Hey, these are just my opinions. Cedar Fair getting another Giga, I just don't see this happening anytime in the future. Orion may be it for the Fair Gigas. That may not be a downside. I mean, now they're done with a 300-foot barrier. They're probably more willing to go to a maybe 500-foot barrier to see a turning point, to see in their Or maybe they're not going to build these tall record-breaking rides. Maybe they're just going to build small quality coasters that are just decent to ride and give people a great experience, rather than trying to outdo themselves a giant 300-foot coaster. These are just my opinions on the Cedar Fair Giga. So please comment down below on what you think Cedar Fair do, if they will build another Giga in the future, or if Orion, if this is it for the Cedar Fair Giga coasters. Subscribe to Great American Coasters. Please hit that subscribe button. It does help this channel out a lot. I hope to see you next time in the future.